Hello, this is Gio, and hey, look what we have here. We have a installed toilet, and we have a brand new toilet in the box. The old toilet is kind of a low efficiency, high water usage toilet. I think it's like around 3 gallons per flush. The new Kohler toilet is the standard 1.28 gallons per flush, the new standard in water usage. So hopefully we'll be able to save a lot of water by installing this new toilet. But the first things first, we gotta remove the old toilet. Okay, so I took the lid off the tank here, and we're just going to be turning off the water supply down by the base. So go ahead and do that all the way off. And we're just gonna flush all the water out. It won't refill since we turned off the water. And we're gonna hold down the handle here until all the water, or as much of it, is out of the tank as possible. And I'm just going to take a sponge. I only have this smaller sponge, and I'm just going to collect the residual water in the tank until I remove all the water. You can also use a little washcloth or towel to do this as well. Okay, so after you get the water out of the tank, there's still water in the bowl. And you could again use a sponge or a towel to sop that water up. But most of the water can be handled with a simple trick. And here it is. All you need is a bucket of water and just kind of quickly dump it in, not spilling any, but just quickly dump it in here. Like that, and the actual suction of all that water going down will bring the water from about here just down to kind of the P-trap area, and that's a lot less water to sop up. Okay, from here we're just gonna detach the water supply line to the tank here, and then remove the 2 nuts securing this the bolt here that attaches the tank to the bowl. And with that, you should just be able to kind of pull the tank right off the bowl. Okay, and from there you want to remove the toilet seat itself, and that is held down by some closet bolts that are underneath these little caps. There should be 2 of them on either side. And so you just want to pop off these caps and then remove the nut connected to the closet bolt that's holding down the seat. Here's the nut, you got a washer, you got a little cap base here that you can remove, and there you go. It's totally free. And with that, you should be able to remove the rest of the toilet seat. So from here, what you want to do is you want to kind of block the sewer pipe, because there could be some sewer gases coming in, just with either a rag or some paper towels. And then this right here is the old wax seal, and you want to remove that. You can just use that with a putty knife and just clean all this material off. Now with the wax, you're also going to get this little rubber ring here, which is also attached to the, was part of the original wax seal. I'm making a little bit more paper towels here. There you go. Just discard this with it. Okay, so I cleaned around the hole as best I can. Unfortunately, there is some staining on the linoleum here I couldn't get off. There is a complication. This is an older home, and so the pipes coming out of the floor are cast iron, and so this is a cast iron kind of flange here. And these little bolts are actually attached on the other side of that flange, and I can't get these out. with newer homes and newer systems, you might have a PVC flange here, and you can actually kind of just remove these little bolts and replace them with new ones, and that's what I recommend. Here I can't really remove those without removing the floor and getting underneath, and so these still look like in good shape, so I'm going to reuse these bolts to secure the new toilet down. Again, if you can remove these, go ahead and remove them and replace them with a new bolt. Okay, so I got the new toilet seat out, and you can see right here, there is another problem actually, and it has to do with this old house. And you can see where the bolts will come through the toilet seat, and this seat goes considerably farther back than the original seat. Now, the plumbing of this house actually had a cold and old hot water stub coming out, and they just put a cap on that, and unfortunately the back of this toilet seat hits that, prevents it from going down. And so just side story, I'm going to have to from the basement cut this and remove this out of the floor so I can get this seat all the way back here. Okay, so after a little bit of effort, I did get that pipe out there and it's sealed underneath. I could use some of that expandable foam material to seal this up, but since it's going to be covered up with the toilet, I'm not going to be too worried about it. Plus, I could always seal it up from the bottom later. Okay, so I turned the toilet around, and this is the wax ring that came with the toilet. And you can use this, but I'm actually going to use a different wax ring. This one does not have a gasket. It did come with some additional hardware. I might use these nuts if they fit on these bolts here. But what I'm actually going to use is, I'm going to use this toilet bowl gasket. It actually has a rubber component that actually goes down, and it's better for these cast iron systems. So it actually, there's a plastic part that lines here, and so you're not just relying on the wax ring up on top, especially with this old piping. Newer piping, maybe it'll work, but I like these gaskets. Alright, so to do this, you just want to remove the plastic kind of container that's around it. Just like that. And then you're going to put it on this direction, just like that, kind of centered. And you're just going to kind of press it in, just so it's sealed and will stick there. Now we're going to flip this over, and when you're flipping it over, you want to be very careful. You're trying to aim with those bolts right here, and so it goes down evenly. And then you want to try to apply pressure, maybe rocking, sitting on it, rocking it back and forth until it gets seated in there and is flush with the toilet, or with the floor. The wax is essentially expanding as you're rocking it. Make sure that it's all, you can see some of the wax squeezing out. Make sure you have enough to grab onto the bolt there. It looks pretty flat, so I think we're ready. So with the toilet, it came with new caps here, some new washers, and actually a couple of nuts. We'll see if it fits. And we'll go ahead and tighten this thing down. First, we're going to put the little cap base. Make sure you put it in the right direction. Like that. The washer, and then the nut, and yes indeed that does fit there. I'm going to do that to the other side before I tighten them down. Now we're just going to tighten both sides down evenly, kind of go back and forth a little bit, just so there's equal pressure. You don't want to over tighten. If you over tighten, you could potentially break the toilet. So just basically these are just to hold it in place, so don't apply too much pressure. Okay. Okay, and lastly, you put the cap on. There we go. Just a little bit of pressure. Okay, so with new toilets, it all comes pre-assembled with the innards inside. You have the seal, rubber seal right there, and so it should just lay down right on top of the bowl itself. So just carefully lift the toilet. Let's see if it goes this way actually. And then align the holes. And then drop into place. Now you should have a washer and a nut to secure both sides. The washer, the nut. Put that in place for now. And then tighten them even, go back and forth. Again, don't over tighten. The seal will do its job just with a little pressure. And before you finish tightening it down, you want to probably take a little lull and just to make sure that the tank is even. So just level it up as best you can. With everything assembled there, you can go ahead and reconnect the water line. Okay, and with that tight, go ahead and turn on the water and start looking for leaks. Well, there's a little bit of leak there. Let's tighten that up. There you go. Go ahead and flush it and see what happens. That seemed to work. There you go. Next we got to put the seat on. And so for the toilet seat, you just have these little, typically you have a little cap. This came with the toilet and it's kind of a slow drop toilet, but you could also have a standard traditional seat. You just kind of align these holes kind of where you want them. Comes with these brackets, one for the top. You can screw this and then this helps secure it from the base. Okay, so I hope this video helped you out. Good luck with your new toilets. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.